Mexico, and we are just about set to go with our first fight of the evening as you look at Isaac Garcia. And Garcia's only had 3 fights, and he's getting in there against a guy with 18 fights and 16 knockouts.
Well, that's a tall order, Barry. That's a little bit rough. Tonight we'll be seeing Garcia going up against Daniel Galeno Sandoval out of Guadalajara, who has just frankly taken everybody out of there that he's fought. When he has won, he's knocked everyone out. So it's not going to be an easy fight, certainly, for Isaac Garcia with his lack of experience coming into this one.
Now, the one interesting thing, he did lose his last fight, and that was in November of last year. By far his longest layoff. The first 2 years of his career in 2009 and in 2010, I mean, he fought 8 times in each year, so he's been a very active fighter, but all of a sudden now, he's been off for about 8 months.
Yeah, well, the thing about Sandoval is he fights great all year and then loses the last fight of each year. He did that in 2009, he did that again in 2010. He would win all of his fights up to then. In fact, he fought his first 7 fights, won them all by knockout, and then was beaten by Ivan Perez. And then last year, as you mentioned, he fought almost every month, it seemed like, in 2010, and then lost on decision to Armando Lopez.
All right, with that, we'll take it to the center of the ring for the first time tonight. And our ring announcer, Lupe Contreras.
Toluca Music Hall, Toluca, Estado de México. This is Top Rank Live, being brought to you by, presentado por Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, en asociación con Promociones Sanfer y Tecate, patrocinador oficial. Este combate va a cada 8 vueltas en la división peso welter. Los jueces son, the judges are, Obed González, Isaac Prado y Marco Antonio Rodríguez. El referee, José Medel Jr. Presentando la esquina azul, introducing the blue corner, he steps in wearing black trimmed and white, vestido de negro con color blanco. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 148 libras, he tipped the scales at an official 148 pounds. As a professional, he enters the ring with 14 victories, 1 lone defeat, and 10 of his victories coming by way of knockout. A nivel profesional, mantiene un récord de 14 victorias, con solo 1 derrota y 10 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. De la Ciudad de México, DF, Isaac, el Chili Garcia. Su rival en la esquina roja, his opponent in the red corner, vestido de negro con color blanco, he steps in wearing black trimmed and white. He registered an official weight of 146 pounds, registró un peso oficial de 146 libras. As a professional, he enters the ring with 19 victories against 2 losses, with all 19 victories coming by way of knockout. A nivel profesional, mantiene un récord de 19 victorias, con solo 2 derrotas y 19 de sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. De Guadalajara, Jalisco, Daniel Carambola Sandoval.
So a little bit of a question about the records of these two, and I will only tell you what the official records that we had for Daniel Sandoval were 16 wins, 2 losses, and 16 knockouts. And of course, he was announced at 19 wins. So, and on the other side of the coin, Isaac Garcia, when he went to the record book, it said 1 win, 1 loss, and they have him at 14-1 with 10 knockouts. So we'll let you decide. Maybe we'll watch the fighters and see if we can figure out which is right.
In any event, whether Daniel Sandoval has won 16 with 16 KOs or 19 with 19 KOs, that is a heck of a knockout record. So he is obviously very heavy-handed. And not only are they knockouts, Barry, but you look throughout his record and they are quick knockouts. Most of them coming within 2 rounds.
This is scheduled for 8, and I would have to think that the 14-1 record on the other side, on Garcia's side, would probably be more likely, because I can't imagine they're putting an experienced guy like Sandoval in with a guy with only 2 fights. right of your screen, the taller of the two, and Garcia on the left.
Garcia, to me, looks a little wary of the punching power of his opponent here tonight, and he's got his hands up high and trying to make this a long-range fight in boxing.
And we now understand that Garcia, his record is 14-1 with 10 knockouts. So that makes this, you would think at least, a much more competitive fight.
The way the first round is unfolding here, however, it is Sandoval who was coming out the more aggressive of the two and looks like he might be looking for a KO again. Garcia looks to me to try to be very careful here in round number one. He's got those hands up high. Look at him on the left of your screen. Those white gloves got him up very high. Obviously, quite cognizant of the knockout record of Sandoval.
And Sandoval doing all the work here in this first round. Garcia, as you indicated, completely defensive-minded, not throwing hardly any punches at all. Sandoval has found a home for that uppercut a couple of times.
You know, for all of their knockout record, and both fighters obviously have terrific KO records, Barry, they're stand-up fighters, they box first, and they love to jab first.
Yeah. Sandoval getting much the better of the first round, but could be just a feeling out process for Garcia. We'll see. Pretty good left hand there by Sandoval. Four-punch combination. There's the left hand. Drives Garcia into the corner. And the fight is stopped.
That's a terrible
Awful. Just terrible.
Well, I don't even get that. What is he doing? That's a terrible stoppage. The guy was not wobbled. He got hit a couple of clean punches, backed into the ropes, and they call the fight off.
Yeah, that is way premature. We usually are arguing the other way, but this one was just silly.
I'm not saying he didn't get hit. He did, but here you see him back into the ropes. There's one clean right over the top. And he's just a horrible stoppage. Honestly, I'm flabbergasted by that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just seems wrong. I mean, the man got hit a couple of times. He was defending himself. And, well, every time you think you see it all. Sudden end to a fight that didn't feel as though it was headed in that direction, even though Sandoval was clearly winning the first round and Garcia was not doing very much, but the quickness of the stoppage, which came as a great surprise.
José Medel Jr. para la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 39 segundos el primer asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, referee José Medel Jr. steps in and calls a halt to this bout with an official time of 2 minutes 39 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, el vencedor por knockout técnico, el destructor de ídolos, Daniel Sandoval.
You know, Barry, I think even with that flurry up against the ropes, I would have only scored that a 10-9 round for Sandoval. I just don't see what the referee, Jose Medel, was doing in stopping that fight. It just seemed way premature. But nonetheless, Sandoval gets the victory. I'm not going to say it's a gift, Barry, because it looks like he was the superior fighter in there tonight, but we were deprived an opportunity, really, to see what he could do.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It just, he clearly